record, so. All right, so that is done, and names keep moving around on my screen. So as people are admitted, everything keeps moving around a little bit. So if I call on you twice, just remind me that I've called on you already. So next up, for the people who just joined us, we're just going around doing introductions real quick, just introducing your name, what organization, company, or church you're with, and maybe a takeaway from 2021 that you're bringing into 2022 with you. So next up, we have Susan Rogers.
Sorry, I was late.
Oh, you're fine.
I am general manager at WXXI Public Broadcasting and the Little Theater. And happy to be here, but obviously wishing things were better. Sort of all around better. I wish things were better all around.
Yeah.
But a really tough, actually a couple of weeks here, even at the station and at the theater. So, but we hope to continue to do things that are positive and help bring this community together and let people know what's happening in their world.
Yes. We're looking forward to a better 2022 for sure.
We are.
Yes. All right. Next up is Angelina.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Angelina, and this is my daughter, Ezra. We are with, she's so big. We are with Pop Rock Cereal Bar and Comic Shop, Space Rochester, Super City Rochester, and Variant Adventures. Our home church is Bethel Christian Fellowship. With the pandemic, we've been kind of bouncing around and just tuning in online. And for 2021 to 2022, I'm just really excited to see what God orchestrates. This is my first meeting here, and I've wanted to attend for a very long time. So I'm excited to see how He's going to orchestrate the events to come this year.
Awesome. Thanks, Angelina. It's so good to have you here. Next up, we have Annette.
Bienvenido. Hello, everyone. I am Annette Ramos. I am the executive director of the Rochester Latino Theater Company. And in my position at Monroe County, I work at the Board of Elections as a recruiter. My community work is really around the Latino Agenda report. So if you have not had an opportunity, please read the Latino Agenda report. It is a significant report around our community with over 40 Latinx artists, Latinx leaders contributing to it. I'm really excited to see how I can make connections here and how I can bring greater resources to the Latinx community. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Annette. And then we'll circle back to Annette with Restoration Rochester. We have two Annettes on today.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Annette Marine with Restoration Rochester, and I attend Glory Worship. Welcome, everyone.
Thanks, Annette. All right. Everybody's names are like, I don't know what this Zoom thing is doing. They're all like shuffling around, so bear with me. Next up, we've got Caroline McClendon. I'm not sure if she's on another call. Caroline, are you available to come on?
No, I'm here. I'm sorry. Sorry, my internet is going in and out. So
That's okay.
I'm trying to hear. My headphones are bad. But I hope you guys can hear me.
We can.
My name is Caroline McClendon. I am with Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. I am Psi Omega Zeta chapter. I am the community service chair. So I'm excited to be here to learn more how we can partner. And one thing I learned from 2021 and 2020 is to be adaptable because things change very quickly.
Yes, amen. That is so true. That is so true. Welcome, Caroline. Thank you. We're happy to have you here. Next up, we have Don and Bonnie Alt. Is Bonnie with you today, Don? I just saw you.
It's just me. She's downstairs. I'm up in my office.
Oh, okay.
I apologize for I know my sound isn't good. I apologize for that, but I'm Don Alton. I'm a member of Bethel Christian Fellowship. And 2022 is the year of the new, people. It's the year of the new. New birthing, new things taking place in 2022.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Don. We're happy to have you here. And next up is Edgar Santa Cruz. Hi, Edgar.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Happy New Year. Edgar Santa Cruz, and I'm the social worker over at Cameron Community Ministries. And one thing to take away for me personally is that I have seen that everyone has gone together to be fortified and just do what we can for the community. And I think that's been great and evident this past year and even moving forward.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. We're so happy to have you. All right, next up we have, it looks like we have two Ednas, and I can't tell if Edna, if you had signed in from a different device and that's both you, or if there's two separate Ednas here. So.
Hi, Leah. Yes, both sign-ins are me. Edna, I hope you're not hearing any noise in the background. But anyway, I'm having some technical difficulties, which is why you cannot see my face, but I can see everyone else's lovely faces. And I just want to say thank you for inviting myself and my team members, Alana Sankowski and Gloria Simmons. We are all here from Wilson Commencement Park, where we offer 24-month transitional housing for single parents that have experienced some trauma due to homelessness, chemical dependency, domestic violence, low income, or other disabilities.
Excellent. Thank you so much. We're so glad that you and your team were able to join us today. Absolutely. One thing that I am going to ask as we continue to go through for introductions real quick, if you could place your name and at least your email in the chat. I'm going to copy the chat because we have a database that obviously most of your emails are already in because you got the invite today. But we want to be able to make it available to our team here at the Community Collaborative so that if people need to get in touch with you for a client, if they need to refer somebody to you, that they have the best email to get in touch with you at. So if you could include your name, email address, at least if you feel comfortable leaving a direct phone number or the phone number for your organization in there, that would be great. And we'll copy and paste the chat in with the recording as well, so that those of you who are here and the wonderful thing about the collaborative that has happened over the last almost 3 years is that people always make connections with other people. And so if you hear somebody talking about something that you're interested in, feel free to reach back out to them. That's the whole purpose of the collaborative, is for us to be able to unify and to be able to serve people in our community in a more unified manner. So I appreciate all of you guys. So next up we have Elaine Testa.
Hi, I'm Elena. I work for HCR Care Management and just looking to make connections through the collaborative.
Awesome. Welcome. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for being here. Sorry, I didn't see the E or the A at the end of your name. I said Elaine.
That's okay.
Elena, welcome. All right. And next up is Florence Dukes with Helio Health. Welcome back, Florence. How are you?
I'm well. How have you been?
Doing
Good.
well.
Hope everybody's
Yes,
doing
ma'am.
well. I am Florence. I'm with Helio Health. We are an inpatient detox and rehabilitation center here in Rochester on University Avenue. And we are just looking to do more collaboration with the community, with this group here, everyone that we can.
Awesome. Welcome. It's so good to see your smiling face. All right. I am going to butcher this name. So is it Graquan Carter?
You got it. Well, close enough. It's gray like the color. Gray like the color.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Graquan Carter.
Graquan. Okay, I was close. Yeah. Welcome.
It's a pleasure to be here. So I am a published author, writer, entrepreneur. Business that I have off of Mount Hope is called Gray's Concoctions, which have smoothies, juices, milkshakes, acai bowls, parfaits, baby food, teas, things of that nature. I'm actually transitioning from this location putting on hold until the summer. But I am looking for writing opportunities, or I can also facilitate team building opportunities for companies. That's what I'm about. I'm putting my information in the chat. And what I'm bringing to 2022 is pure optimism and pursuit of passion. You know, living in the space of passion only brings transcendence and alignment with who you are and how you want to show up for the community. So yeah, that's me.
Awesome. Welcome, Graquan. We're so glad to have you here. I'm excited to learn more about your team building. It might be something that we could collaborate on here at Restoration Rochester. We're really looking at doing some team building exercises and even some team building retreats during this year. So very excited to learn more about what you're doing and everything that goes along with that. I love your passion and the idea of bringing passion into 2022. I think that's so important for us to all keep in our mindset as we go into this new year, is that God's given each and every one of us a passion for something for a reason. And so let's really dig into that passion this year. So thank you. It's so good to have you here. Next up, we have Erin Egloff. I always say that wrong. So sorry.
That's okay, no problem. I work with the Finger Lakes Addiction Resource Center at NCADDRA. I'll put information in the chat box. And I'm really glad to be back here with this group and see a lot of new faces.
Awesome. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you again. All right. Next up, we have Alana Sinkowski. Alana sound.
She just put in the chat that her sound's not working, I think.
Not working. Okay, so she's introducing herself in the chat for everybody. For the recording's sake, for people who don't have the chat right in front of them, I apologize, but my sound isn't working at the moment. My name is Alana Sinkowski, and I work with Wilson Commencement Park. She's on the Wilson Commencement team. Family services, she's a case manager and bringing in positive thoughts into the new year. Thank you so much, Alana. It's so good to have you here. All right, now let's get back to my list here and see if it hasn't moved around too much. So we have somebody who doesn't have a name on their thing, but it says iPhone 13 Pro Max. So if that's you, you're welcome to come on and introduce yourself.
Hi, Leah. This is Crystal Owens from Community Place of Greater Rochester.
Oh, hey, Crystal. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. Did you have anything that you're bringing out of 2021 into 2022, or are you just starting 2022 brand new?
I think I'll give starting it brand new a try. Because bringing something, we won't bring anything over. We'll start fresh.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of us this year. There's a couple of really good things about 2021 that I'd like to bring into 2022 with me, but there's a lot of things about 2021 that I'd just like to leave there. So I'm with you. All right, next up is Jill Stolt.
Well, hello, everybody. I was given the information by Greg Kwan and Lisa Johnson, and I so appreciate being here because I'm a big community collaborator. I'm executive director of Prosper Rochester and Wellventions. Maybe you've seen our kids at the public market. We job train social entrepreneurs, and through the process of inventing products and programming, they learn job skills, and then we help get them jobs. And so I'm really excited to start a new year. These kids have been pretty traumatized. So, I'm really hopeful for a collaboration where we can make a community impact on social emotional learning. So if anybody's interested in social emotional learning, programming and products, please contact us. We are starting a community impact project that will center around that theme.
That is awesome. And
Thank
actually, that just brought something else to mind. If you are on this call today and you're interested in the near future presenting what your organization does and how people from the collaborative can get involved, or how other people from the community can get involved, we're always looking for speakers for the community collaborative to be able to share. And it really helps when you share your mission, your vision, and everything that you're doing with your organization, because then people know how they can get involved. And that's just the purpose of being able to unify. So thank you so much for sharing, Jill. We look forward to getting to know you better.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, absolutely. All right, next up is Joyce.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Sorry, I'm actually here also with Caroline for Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. I think one thing I'm taking away from 2021 is that mental health matters, that we need to find a balance and make sure we're making time to one, stay engaged, but also to make sure that our mental health is balanced.
Yes, that's so important. Thank you so much, Joyce. It's so good to have you here. All right, next up is Kathy Cummings. Hey, Kathy, welcome back.
Hello. I was so glad to see your email with the invitation on it. So I'm Kathy Cummins. I'm with the Center for Youth and the Crisis Nursery and Owens House, are two little shelters for babies and children when families are in crisis. And I'm just looking forward to a new year and putting 21 behind us.
Awesome. Well, we're so glad to have you here. Thank you so much for all that you do. All right, next up we have Ken Bird. Are you there, Ken? All right.
He responded in the chat. He responded in the
Oh.
chat. Says no microphone.
I see. Okay. He's with the Monroe County Home Energy Assistance Program with HEAP. Thank you so much, Ken, for being here. It's such a blessing to have you here always. And next up is Lori McKnight. Hey, Lori, how are you? Welcome. I know she was on another call, so I'm not sure if she's able to unmute at the moment. So Lori McKnight with Children Awaiting Parents. She does a lot of great work, and I know they've launched some really great programs. So we'll have to hear from her this year. Hopefully she'll be able to do a presentation for us on what's going on over at Children Awaiting Parents. And we'll look forward to hearing from her another time, as I think she's wrapped up on another call at the moment. All right. And Sean Futch is checking out. She has another conflict meeting. Sean, did you want to introduce yourself before you go? I don't know if she popped off already. All right, so Linda, you're up next.
Hi, everyone. I'm Linda Croft. I'm the program manager for an organization. It's called the 360 Collaborative Network. And I know some of you have organizations that are actually part of this network. And so I'm really, I guess, grateful for the funding and the grants that have enabled this network, which is a group of community-based organizations that are able to send a client who is in need of services that they don't provide to another provider on our network through the secure network. And since it's grant funded, there's no cost for any community-based organizations to belong to this. So I really think it kind of represents the spirit of what all of you are trying to do in this meeting, as well as trying to, you know, get help and grow the community's network, if you will, with each other. So glad to be here.
Yes, awesome, Linda. Yes, and Restoration Rochester is a part of the 360 network. I would love to have you guys speak one month and share what you guys have to offer there, because I think that it's so key to be able to tie everybody in such a way that they can actually refer to each other.
Yeah,
So
sign us up. give it.
I think it's important, and we're so glad to have you here. So
Yeah.
thank you so much, Linda, and we'll look forward to doing that.
Yep.
So
okay.
next up we have Lisa Johnson. I'm not sure. Lisa, are you able to come up?
Yes, I am. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lisa Johnson. I'm an educational consultant, recovery reentry coach, and an equity and inclusion strategist. I am on a mission to bring the healing power of expressive art therapies and literacy to hospitals, wellness centers, correctional facilities, and schools.
Awesome. Welcome. That sounds like a lot of great work. I'm so excited to have you here. And I'm excited to learn more about what you're doing in our community. That is awesome. Welcome, Lisa.
Thank you.
All right, next up we have Lisa Nolan.
Hi, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy New Year. My name is Lisa Nolan. I'm the Director of Prevention Education at Willow Domestic Violence Center. And I am happy and thrilled to be here and be back in this space again. Domestic violence survivors are everywhere. Every single service, every single place in our communities, in our neighborhoods, in our jobs. So I'm just really happy to be here to share what services we offer here at Willow and how we can help and do training and education, which is always free. Let me know.
Awesome. Welcome, Lisa. Thank you so, so much. All right, next up is Lori O'Brien with Law New York.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lori O'Brien with Law New York. I'm right out of our Rochester office, and this is my first meeting because I happened to be free and I saw the link, and so I was very excited. And, you know, leaving 2021 and going into 2022, I think I'm hoping to breathe more. And as what many people have said, connections, right? Relationships. And I see many faces that I do know, but I see many faces here that I don't. So I'm very happy to be here today and see how we can work together. So thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lori. Good to have you here. Welcome. All right, next up is Mary Lou McLeod. Hi, Mary Lou.
Hi, I'm sorry, I just started eating, so.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
No, that's okay. Good morning or good afternoon. My name is Mary Lou McLeod. I'm Director of Employment Connection here at Rochester Rehabilitation Center. And as far as 2021, 2022, I'm trying not to think of it that way, but more thinking of it as every day, and not every year, but every day is an opportunity, a new day, an opportunity to make changes, to improve, to do better. So don't wait until 2023. If you made a resolution and it didn't work out, every day is an opportunity to make changes. So that's my spiel for today. Thank you.
That is so awesome. I'm actually reading a book by Dr. Carolyn Leaf, and it talks about in the book how every single morning we have new brain cells that are formed, and we get to take control over what those brain cells are used for. And so it's just very eye-opening about, well, for me as a Christian, it's, you know, God's mercies are new every morning, and he gives us new brain cells every single morning. And so we get to take that into every day with us. So I really like that, Mary Lou, about taking it, you know, one day at a time, and every day is an opportunity to be able to do something different and to retrain your brain to do what God's called you to do in this season. So thank you so much for that. That's a good reminder.
You're very welcome. Thanks.
Thank you. All right. And we already talked to Annette Ramos, and next we've got Ronnie Pollock. Hi, Ronnie. How are you? Welcome back to the collaborative. We're so glad you're here.
Hi, yes, thank you. Happy to be here. So previously, when I was here, I was serving in the role as Executive Director of the Native American Cultural Center. But as of the first of this year, I am now in a new role. I am Director of Training and Community Engagement with Center for Dispute Settlement. So I'm still happy to be a part of Restoration Rochester and looking forward to all that is to come in 2022. So happy to be here. Good to see you, Leah.
Wow,
Thank
and
you.
that is news to me. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to get together and do coffee. So
Right.
send me an email with a couple of dates. I'd love to hear
Okay.
about what's going on and what's
Yeah.
new and everything like that. So I'm so glad that you're here. Center for Dispute Settlement does some really, really great work. And I think that it's important for more people to know about the work that is done there. So thanks for being here, Ronnie. All right, next up we have Sarah Volts Rogers. Hi, Sarah.
Hi there. Good afternoon. Again, my name is Sarah Volts Rogers. I'm with the United Way as a community impact specialist. And I think I'm just excited to meet all of you and entering 2022 new, fresh, new start. So I'm excited to see what the year brings. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. We're so excited to have you. All right, next up is Scott Benjamin.
Hi, this is my first time attending, and I'm with Charles Settlement House and Community Place of Greater Rochester. I wanted to learn a little bit more about this, and I think my big takeaway out of last year has been the resilience of this sector to even keep functioning on a day-to-day basis and providing the services that are being provided around our community.
Awesome. Yes, resilience is a powerful word. Thank you so much, Scott, for being here. We're excited to have you here. We look forward to getting to know you better, and we look forward to working together to make our community a better place. So awesome.
Thanks.
All right, next up we have Miss Sue Boss. Hey, Sue, how are you?
Good. How are you? How's everybody today? My name is Sue Boss. I'm with Pat Stone Corporation, and I oversee all of our housing services programs. I'm going to echo what Scott says. I was just talking with someone this morning about how, we've got this down pat now. And that if you would have told me 2 years ago, we would still be in the place that we're at, I wouldn't have believed it. But with that said, going into 2022 with a fresh attitude, and really looking forward to the clients we serve. As everybody knows, a lot of the protections that have been in place are going away or have went away, and looking at what we can do to serve the community.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sue. Thanks for being here. Yeah, the beautiful thing for me about 2021 and even in 2020 is the collaboration and unity in our community has been so incredible. And I think that going into 2022, one of the things that I can say that if we can do a really good job of structuring our responses and working together in structuring how we handle some of these things and actually putting together a plan of attack, it's basically says if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, that kind of thing. If we can put together a plan and we can all work together as a unified force, I think that we're going to see so many amazing challenges overcome this year. And especially as Sue was talking about with the protections going away, there are certain protections that are going away as far as eviction protections and things like that. We've specifically been working on the eviction prevention program, which is why we paused the meetings for quite a while, because we had hundreds of folks that we were helping stay in their homes. But some of these protections are getting ready to go away. And so we need to, as a community, decide how are we going to respond? How are we going to work together to make sure that the people and the families in our community don't fall through the cracks? So thank you, Sue. So good to have you here, and we look forward to working with you. All right, next up, we have our speaker for today, Sue Kirby. I don't know if you want to introduce yourself now, or you'd rather just wait until you're up.
I can wait.
Okay. All right. And I have Susan Rogers next. Okay, Susan Rogers might be on another call. And next up is
she introduced herself already.
Oh, she did already?
Yeah, at WIC.
Yes, I already I'm sorry, I already
Yeah, you
introduced
did.
myself. So
Somehow.
I was muted and I couldn't find my button here.
Oh, that's okay. For
Sorry.
some reason, it's like juggling people around, like when they
Well,
talk.
you know, you'd
it
think
like-
that we've done this enough, but you know what? Every time it's a little new.
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm trying to go in order, but then every time somebody talks, it like juggles it around and I have to remember who. I do remember your face now that you did.
No worries.
Thank you so much. All right. So next up is, and I'm horrible at pronouncing names. I don't know if it's Tamara or Tamara McDuff. I'd love for you to come on and introduce yourself.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Tamara McDuff, and I own Now Digital Marketing. So I'm a business owner in the community, helping with online presence and social media. But in my community endeavors, I'm the host of Rock Voices on Rochester Free Radio every Sunday from 4 to 6. And I am also the chapter chair for SCORE. So I help nonprofits and business owners start, run, and grow. So I'm happy to be here, and I just want to learn more about how we can serve the community and network and build relationships.
Awesome, Tamara. Thank you so much for being here. I would love to talk to you about the SCORE piece of what you do. I think that there's some synergy there with what we're doing with Restoration Rochester and a program that we're getting ready to launch in 2022. We want to be able to help other organizations that are in our community to be able to grow and to be able to realize their full potential. And I think because you guys have already done this for so long and you've done it well, it would make more sense to collaborate than to start something completely new. So I would love to talk to you about that.
Absolutely. I totally agree. And I love collaboration. And I wanted to tell you what Rock Voices does just real quick. We have conversations on our show about removing stigmas of addiction, mental illness, and disabilities. And it's all about showcasing all of the resources and business owners, anything that is going to help the community move forward, we're willing to have a conversation for. But those are our 3 pillars: addiction, mental illness, and disabilities.
Awesome. And I would love to chat with you about that as well. So we'll have to set up a time. There's a lot of people. So here's the thing. Is I meet so many amazing people through the community collaborative, and the calendar's only so big, right? So I would love to get together with each and every one of you individually at some point. It's a part of my goal for 2022 to make a more concerted effort to get in touch with people that are a part of the collaborative individually, because there's so much more that you can't say in like a 5-minute spiel. And so I would love to get to know you guys more and know your heart and your passion and your vision better this year. So look forward for an email or a call from me to do that. So that's the other important piece about getting your information into the chat so that we can get it into our database and so that we are able to get in touch with you. Next up is Teresa Yankinich. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me with names.
No, it's a difficult one. Hi, I'm Teresa Yankanich. I'm over here at HCR with the Health Home Care Management Program. I oversee the children's and, well, not necessarily, the HARP program and Health Home Plus. So we serve children and adults in our community who are, struggling to meet their needs. I'm just excited to be a part of this, platform and collaborate with other people in the community. Thank you.
Awesome, Teresa. Thank you so much. And thank you for all your hard work over there. Health home care management is so important. And, we do a piece of something like that at Restoration Rochester called Compassion Care Management, where we help navigate people through resources. And it's very similar, very peer motivated, really helping people who have mental health or substance use and things like that. But I'd love to connect more with you about what you're doing over there. It sounds like you're doing a lot of great similar work. Next up, we have Tiffany. Hi, Tiffany. How are you?
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Tiffany Owens, Executive Director for SWAN Incorporated at Montgomery Center, and very happy to be here with everyone this afternoon. What I plan to continue to bring with me year over year is the value of collaboration, being new to this organization and returning to Rochester after being away for so many years. No one knows better than I how invaluable being able to collaborate really is in order to achieve the goals that you set forth in working with the community. So very happy to be here.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Welcome. We're so happy to have you here. And welcome back to Rochester.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Next up, we have Wanda Cooper.
Hola and prospero año nuevo. Happy New Year, everyone. Glad to be here. Happy Monday.
Welcome.
I am the Director of Community Impact at United Way of Greater Rochester and Finger Lakes. Happy to be here. Almost didn't make it. Thank you to Sarah for reminding me that it was today. We had it on our calendars for tomorrow. So glad that we were able to jump in, excuse our tardiness.
I think the first email that went out said tomorrow. So that was my
all right.
mistake, but
no worries. We made it. So it's all good. What am I bringing into 2022? Compassion and patience, and knowing that we're all still going through it. And yeah, so I just want to make sure that I am keeping that in the forefront and being kind to those that show up and being kind to those that cannot show up.
yes. Awesome. Thank you so much, Wanda. We're so glad to have you here and really excited about working with United Way in this coming year to be able to work with Synergy. And I think that the Synergy program at United Way has so much amazing things to offer our community this year, especially with people that are a part of this group working together. So thank you for being here. All right, next up we have Yolanda.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Yolanda Allen, and I am the Community Engagement Manager here at RTS, the bus company. This is my first meeting, and I bring from 2021 to 2022 is just getting to know more organizations, networking. So that's my goal. And I am also the director of GRTCF, which is the foundation that allows for grants for nonprofits to receive bus passes and or transportation. So that's what I bring to the table. I'm just looking forward to getting to know all of you guys and networking and trying to do more for our community.
Awesome. Welcome, welcome. So glad to have you here. We love RTS because it helps a lot of our clients get around to the appointments that they need to get to and all of that, and helps them to get to job training and job interviews. And I would love to connect with you about the grant program, because through Restoration Rochester, we have hundreds of clients that we work with every month, and a lot of them need transportation. And so we've been purchasing their bus passes, but if there's grant money available for the bus passes, we would love to find out more about how to access that. So we're super glad that you're here. Thank you for joining us and being a part.
Oh, you're welcome. And I wanted to say hello to Tiffany, because I actually met her a few months ago through her applying for a grant from the foundation. So we actually connected in 2021. So it's nice to see you.
Great to see you too.
Awesome. That's what it's all about, connection. Thank you guys so much. All right. And everything just juggled on me again. Wanda Ridgway.
Hi, everyone. My name is Wanda Ridgway. I'm the Executive Director of Rise Up Rochester. I'm also a member of Baber African Methodist Episcopal Church. And I serve currently as the project coordinator for wraparound funds for the city of Rochester. I'm employed by CCSI. And one thing that I want to take out is building more relationships. So this meeting is great. Leah, you're muted.
Sorry. Thank you, Wanda, so much. Thank you for all of your hard work in the community. Thank you for everything that you've done. I can't tell you, so many of you inspire me. to be a better version of myself. And it's such a blessing to be able to see all of you together. And I'm so excited about the connections that are going to be made in 2022 and in years to come. I think that we have a lot of work to do. And as Bishop Singleton always says, we can get more done together than we can individually. And so I think it's so important for us to all work together. Now, I wasn't paying attention to the waiting room, and there were 5 people in the waiting room that came in. Unfortunately, you just kind of got like lumped in with everybody else. And so I don't remember who has introduced themselves and who hasn't at this point. So there's 5 people that just came in. If you want to just unmute yourself and introduce yourself real quick, and then we're going to jump into our next portion of the meeting. That is, we're going to hear from Brightstar. So I'm going to plug my computer in real quick because it's losing battery quicker than normal. So I'm going to plug in real quick. And if those of you who just came in from the waiting room, if you just want to take turns and pop off and introduce yourself real quick, that'd be great.
Hi, I'm Martha Newbert. I'm the volunteer social worker at Asbury First United Methodist Church. That's my primary role. I answer all the calls that come into the church for rent and RG&E assistance and crisis needs. And I oversee the You Are Well clinic when it's open for social work needs as well, and just participate in a variety of ways there. I also facilitate a couple of groups at the Breast Cancer Coalition, as I was an oncology social worker, and I'm a retired social worker from 28 years at the medical center. So one of my roles there was in oncology. So I'm still helping out at the Breast Cancer Coalition with facilitating a couple of different groups. I think that's it.
Awesome. Thank you, Martha. And Martha is one of the founding members, leaders of the Community Collaborative. We had 3 of us ladies that met the very first time over at Asbury, and we're talking about how people needed to know more about the organizations that existed in the community, and that's how the Community Collaborative was birthed. And I'm so thankful for Martha, and she's been with us since the very beginning, and I'm excited to see what it looks like this year. And thank you so much, Martha, for all that you've done for our community and for being a steadfast partner in this effort to pull people together.
Yes, thank you. Kudos to Leah for keeping it going during these trying times. And
well, I don't know, I paused for a little while for eviction
you paused,
prevention,
but that was legitimate.
Yeah,
because of all the needs.
Yes,
But
exactly.
good
But
timing.
I'm glad to be back.
Yes, I'm glad we're all back. That's great.
Yes,
Great
it's
to
exciting.
get reconnected and see what's going on and what people's roles are. I failed to say the reason I'm late is I was also delivering food for the People's Pantry, which is now used to be the South Wedge Food Bank, and is now located on the corner of Avenue D and Joseph Avenue.
Oh, cool.
And they deliver food, but people can shop there too themselves, which is actually a better way to go if you can. But we deliver Monday, Wednesday, and Saturdays predominantly.
Okay, awesome. Is it the same phone number as the South Wedge?
Yes, the phone number to refer clients or have people call is 325-4950. And it's an amazing, it has been a growing ministry or food service over the time I've been involved, which is about a year now or more. And we service all over Monroe County, and people don't, need to prove anything to access food there. So we have people of all ages, walks of life, and needs.
Awesome. Great. Yeah. When you put your
really real
information
one.
in, when you put your information in the chat, if you could just add that information into the chat too, because I'm going to send the chat out with the recording so everybody has it. And I'll send it out probably in the next day or so. So everybody has everybody's contact information. So
Okay.
thank you so much. Anybody else that just popped in from the waiting room that we missed on introductions? Okay.
Hun, I'm going to be presenting now, so if you don't mind. Thank you.
All right, Sue, welcome. We are so excited to have you here. I'm going to make sure that you can share your screen. And so Sue, if you could give us just a little bit of background before you present on your organization, if you could just give us a little bit of background about yourself and what brought you into what you do and things like that, it would be great to hear a little bit about that. And then we'd love to see the presentation that you put together today. I'm so thankful that you were able to do this today. Thank you for being here.
Thanks so much for asking me, and I'm glad I was able to do it. I'm on day 10 of isolation with COVID, so hopefully I'm going to test negative today and I can get sprung tomorrow. Second time with COVID, so not fun. And I am thrilled to be back in this meeting. It's great to see so many people here, and I can't wait for the day when we can be in person again. I am Sue Kirby. I'm the founder and executive director of Brightstar Community. And this all started with a conversation with my husband over coffee, where I said, I want to create a safe place where women can recover their true selves. And he told me I needed to write that down. That he thought I said my mission statement, and I did that, and I put it up on my computer screen and said, okay, God, I don't know what this looks like, but you do. And after that, it was just years of talking about it. It evolved from a wellness center to, I wanted it to be about women with children and coming out of prison. I wanted, so it was just sort of this, I didn't know. And it was almost like God kept saying, I'm with you, but I need you to have a very clear vision before I help you with this thing. And one day someone mentioned to me a program down in Nashville, Tennessee called Thistle Farms. And I went onto their website and I said to my husband, I have to go to Nashville. This woman is doing exactly what I've been talking about. And everything in her mission statement was almost exactly what I had been talking about. The only difference was I was not aware that sex trafficking was going on, not only in our country with our women, but also in Rochester, in our community in Monroe County. And when I signed up for their newsletter the next week, I got a newsletter saying she was coming to Hamilton College, which was only an hour drive away. And I went and met her, and I knew this was it. I met some of the survivors that had been going through their program. And she said, we're starting to do workshops to teach people how to start this in their own community. So I went down to Nashville in the fall of 2015 and went back in the spring of 2016 and came back and said, I'm doing this thing. I left my full-time job, which was working for a state senator at the time. I had never done anything like this in my life. And I bought the books Nonprofit for Dummies and I started this thing. And today we just opened our first home for women survivors of trafficking, prostitution, and addiction in November of 2020. So in spite of COVID, we did it. And, it's just been such an amazing journey. My passion came from my own recovery from alcoholism. I came into recovery in April of 1992. So God willing, this April, I'll have 30 years clean and sober. And just being able to share with women that experience strength and hope, and to give them a safe place while they recover their true selves. Because that was my real passion, was helping other women have a place where they could feel safe, feel loved, feel accepted right where they're at. And so that's what we're doing. I am going to attempt to pull up my screen here, and have not done this in quite a while. So wish me luck. It's a Brightstar Community. The main thing that I want people to know, why is this not, there we go. Can you see it okay? Okay.
Yes, ma'am. It looks perfect.
Okay, great. So Brightstar Community was founded in 2017. We became a nonprofit organization. And I want to give you a little background on the reason there's a dragonfly. When I got into recovery, I had a Native American friend of mine that I was really struggling with my recovery, and he took out these cards that had animals on them, and they were spirit animals. And the one that I picked was the dragonfly. And it talked all about that this was about a phase I was going through of transformation and change, and that sometimes it can be painful, but in the end, it's going to be beautiful. So that's why I wanted the dragonfly on there. Purple is the color of transformation. And the bright star is the name of property where my husband owned property that was his grandfather's down in Arkansas. And that was his safe place to go. His safe place to go and retreat, regroup, and return to the big city of Houston. And, as he says, brush the dust off. So I wanted to name it Bright Star. And then, of course, the dragonfly looking up at the bright star, which I know is God. That's where all of my light comes from. That's where my hope and my faith is in God every day. So that's where our logo came from. And that was designed by a student over at RIT. So just a little history on that. I wanted to share that in Rochester, a lot of people that I meet will say, well, that's not happening here. And I have to let them know, yes, it is. In fact, I was at a church last month where they were totally unaware that this was going on. And I was right off of Lake Avenue and Ridgeway. It's happening just a block away from them, and they had no idea. So to be able to go into churches, into organizations, into temples, and let people know, yes, this is happening here. And it is in our community. It's where they are coerced into this, into sex trafficking, prostitution, and addiction. And usually it's women who have had a past of trauma, including neglect, abuse, and unstable home lives. And the main thing that they lack is a safe place. They don't have housing. I'm doing street outreach on Lyle Avenue every week, and I am seeing more and more women out there, especially since COVID hit. It just seems like there's been an explosion, and I'm seeing younger and younger girls. I know Edgar is aware of this as well. We are hoping to be starting to work together with Cameron Ministries to outreach more to these women and to let them know that there is help out there. There are programs that can help them. But one of our main things is really looking at the trauma, really looking at the root of the issue. And in order to dive into that, they need to feel safe. They need to feel protected while they look at these things and really heal. Just a few statistics it's hard to get updated statistics. So that's why, 2017 is the last time we were able to get these statistics. We're working on getting new and updated statistics now. but prostitution arrests in Monroe County increased 176% between 2016 and 2017. Now that's going to change because of the new laws. So they're not arresting for prostitution any longer. So this is something that, we are working with advocacy and policies to see how we can reach these women to get them into help, into the Human Trafficking Intervention Court program, or into some other program that's going to get them off the street and get them connected with help. In 2018, 90% of the women that were participating in the Human Trafficking Intervention Court, they reported having unaddressed serious mental health concerns. Seeing that more and more, especially depending on what the drug is that they're using. Some are having serious mental health issues. For instance, with when they're smoking K2, they can have, oh my goodness, I'm having COVID brain right now, but they'll have a break in reality. And some of them don't ever come back from that.
What's K2?
K2 is a drug that they smoke. And I'm not really sure of what is in it, but I've heard that. Is there anyone else on here that can give us a little better idea of what's in that? Because I've heard like cleaning products and things like that are sprayed onto this.
Are you talking about K2 spice?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's like synthetic weed that
Yeah.
people can just buy over the counter at different smoke shops and could potentially is more addictive and does not have the healing properties that marijuana does.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. But I've seen women out there that have smoked K2 and they're just completely out of their minds, literally. And it's very scary to watch that. 87% of commercial sex workers had unstable housing situations. And that was in the Shared Hope International website that we found that statistic. And, I have found that to be true, that majority of the women do not have a place of their own. They're living with someone who is not a safe person for them to live with, or with their trafficker or pimp. And many of them are out on the streets and sleeping in abandoned homes. And they don't feel safe going to shelters because many of them get sexually abused or, are triggered in these kinds of places. One of the things I did want to share from the National Institute of Justice is 90% of teens who are sexually trafficked were also victims of sexual abuse. So, really seeing that trauma from childhood leads them to be more vulnerable to traffickers. So one of the things that we really look at is that impact of childhood trauma on brain development, cognition, physical health, emotions, relationships. And we actually have a woman in our program right now who her trauma was at 6 years old and 9 years old. She's a 33-year-old woman, but acts like a 9-year-old. And so she just stopped growing in her emotions, in her development. And so really working with her and with the community to get her the services that she needs to help her work through all of that. And that's why it's so important to have that time and that safe place for them to really be able to focus on all of this. So who we are, a local nonprofit that partners with women survivors of sex trafficking, abuse, and addiction to help them find healing, empowerment, and freedom. We do this by providing free housing, economic independence, and a community of advocates. So we're working with other community advocates like all of you to help these women to survive, because it takes a village. I have no idea where all these little scribble things came from. Yep. Okay, I'll look into that another time. But what makes us different is, again, focusing on the trauma and giving them that safe place and that time to really reconnect with their true self of who they were meant to be, which is what the statement was that came out of my mouth in 2004. We're a local nonprofit, but we're part of a national network that's using a proven residential program that allows the women to recover, heal, and avoid relapse. All of the phases, the pieces, the pillars of our program is the residential program, which is Lisa's house right now is our first home, which is providing a 2-year free housing. And then we work with organizations like the WISH program through URMC, where they're receiving medical care, therapy, education, and they're also getting their substance abuse treatment. And then we're working with other programs throughout the community that are helping with job training, with helping them with legal aspects. In fact, I saw someone from Law New York that I definitely want to connect with afterwards, because we do have a woman right now that's in phase 3 that we're really working on going through all of the legal aspects. And many women have lost custody of their children, that now getting into recovery and really rebuilding their lives, they want to look forward to a day when they can start getting shared custody back, having visitation with their children, which are one woman who is in phase 3 right now has rebuilt that relationship with her 9-year-old daughter. And it's just been amazing to watch that process. But now we need to look at the legal aspects of, what does it look like for when she graduates from our program? And how do we help her through that process? Social enterprise is something that we will be working on to build a social enterprise where the women will be able to learn new job skills and actually work for our social enterprise. And whether they choose to stay on after they graduate and work at that social enterprise or work with the residential program, there's opportunities for them to stay on, and they're always a sister for life, no matter what, when they graduate from our program. And they have other sisters in our national network, which I'll talk about in a second, that they're able to see that they're not alone. There are women all over this country and all over the world that are doing this exact same program and rebuilding their lives. So it's very supportive and helpful for them to know that. We're working to build awareness and to prevent and eradicate sex trafficking in our area. Right now, we're really looking to come into churches and organizations and introduce ourselves, introduce our program, and also to collaborate and partner with other organizations and churches to help support these women, because, Brightstar Community is not just about our community of homes. It's about the entire community wrapping our arms around these women and letting them know that people care and that they're loved and they're accepted right where they're at. And they're encouraged. And, it's almost like we have cheerleaders in our community that are really pulling for these women and really supporting them. And it's been so wonderful to be a part of that and watch that happening. So the Thistle National Network. Right now, we have the largest survivor-centric provider in the country is the Thistle National Network. We have 61 sister organizations open in 31 states, with one international, which is up in Canada. But we have 47 in development in 22 other states and with 7 internationally. So we're looking at South Africa, we're moving into Australia, New Zealand. This is just a real movement that's happening with this program and with this organization of Thistle Farms. At this time, we currently have 555 beds available to help women survivors. And so if we have a woman that comes in and either we don't have a bed available for them and they're willing to relocate, or if they need to relocate for safety reasons, we have 61 sister organizations that we can reach out to and ask who has a bed available. And then we will get that woman to that organization, and we'll know that they're getting the same exact program that we're doing here. So this is just, I wanted to end with, here's the information. You can check us out on our website, and know that it's a brand new website and we're still working on a little more content that needs to go back in there. But we're all volunteers, so you know how that goes. But if you want to get involved, you can email at info@brightstarcommunity.org. And we share an office space at the Crime Victim Resource Center where Wanda Ridgway is with Rise Up Rochester. So she's my office neighbor. And so I am really grateful for this opportunity. If anyone is interested, please email me. I did put my direct contact information in the chat. And we are looking to build our board. So if there's anyone interested in a board position, please contact me. We are expanding our board and moving into a governing board rather than a working board, and expanding our committees. So there's lots of opportunities to get involved if you're interested. Thank you.
Awesome, Sue. Thank you so, so much. You have done
Thank
so
you.
much hard work over all this time, and it's really paying off. And it's so good to see all of the work that you're doing in the community currently. I didn't realize how big the national network was, and that just is amazing that, you know, even if you don't have space here, that you can help refer them somewhere else, or like you said, for safety reasons, if they need to go somewhere else. That's so good to know.
Yeah, we just
How
had a woman
can-
move in that was from Tampa.
Oh,
She
wow.
had to get out of the area, and so we were able to bring her up here. And I said, now, you know, it's cold up here, right? And every
Oh,
time she
wow.
walks out the door, she's like, oh, it's cold up here. I'm like, yes, it is.
Yes, it is. It is for sure. And yeah, and Wanda was saying thank you for sharing your story. And I jotted down a note about our personal experiences. You know, it's like so many of us have gone through things in our own lives that have brought us to the work that we do today. And I think there's no accident that you went through what you went through, and that you got through it, and that God helped to bring you where you are today so that you can turn around and pour into other women's lives. So I'm really, really thankful that you were able to conquer in your own life and to be able to pass on recovery to other people. And it's very, very good. Now, how can we, as a collaborative, how can we help? What are ways that community members can help if they wanted to get involved? I know you mentioned board membership and things like that. What are other ways that community members can get involved?
Anything that, you know, with what you heard, with what we do, if you feel there's something you can offer. For instance, I reached out to Yolanda at RTS because we just, we are collaborating with the Margaret Home as well. And, you know, there's been an issue with them being located in East Rochester with the buses not going out to that area. So she's wanting to talk to somebody at RTS to say, can we arrange for them to go just a little bit further than St. John Fisher to come to the Margaret Home and pick up women? So we were looking for a contact, and I said, you know, she's not on today because she's in the car. And I told her, I said, there's someone from RTS on. I'm going to get her information. So Yolanda, watch
Yay.
out. We're coming. But yeah, just
Awesome.
anything, you know, like with Law New York, or, you know, any of the organizations, Helio Health, just being able to, I mean, even with Rise Up Rochester, with, you know, wanting to work with how the women are treated out on the streets, you know, by the police, working with Moses Robinson is on our board. And, you know, I'm so grateful that he's moved into a position of community liaison because it was perfect. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
let's, you know, let's work on getting this resolved, on, you know, training the police and training new people that are coming into the police force on how to treat these women and as human beings. There's
Yes.
such a stigma that's attached that they asked
Yes.
for this or they've chosen this life, and they haven't. And to look at them with that compassion and seeing inside that there's a scared little girl that's terrified, but has this outer shell of protection, of putting up her dukes and fighting because that's all she knows.
Right.
And so just trying to have compassion and understanding for who these women are, where they've come from, understanding their trauma and trying not to re-trigger that trauma.
Awesome.
I don't know. I went off into a tangent there, but
No,
just
that's okay. You're
just any way
passionate
we
about
can-
what you do, and that's so important. It's no tangent is a tangent if it has passion and care for the people in our community. And that's the thing, is we're all here to help each other, to be able to help people in a greater way, to be able to help them rise above their circumstance. And so
Exactly.
that's the purpose of us being here, is so that we can help each other. So real quick, we have about 10 minutes left of the meeting. And so does anybody else have any specific questions for Sue? And if not, we'll launch it off into going around for any announcements that you may have for your organization, for any upcoming events. But I want to give space for any other questions that you may have for Sue individually.
So so I may have missed this, but do you have current openings?
In staff, you mean?
Or in your, in the house?
Oh, in the house. I'm sorry. Yes, we have 2 beds available at this
Oh,
time.
okay.
And so we require that they have 30 days clean. So ideally they would go in for detox and be coming out of an inpatient program. That would be ideal. And they would go through, we would work with them. And one of the things that we have learned in this past year, because it's all a growing a learning curve, is, our vetting process needs to be more of really being sure that the women are committed to a 2-year commitment, because many of them come in thinking sounds great, but once they get into it, it's not something that they're comfortable with, and so that's been difficult because, we want them all to succeed, but some of them just aren't ready for that type of a commitment. So, but one of the things is we will have a bed available for them. So if they choose to go on to a halfway house program or a transitional program and then want to come to our program, then we would have the bed waiting for them when they got out. But working with them right where they're at and trying to help them through that process. And if they're not ready, we can wait. If you want to go on to something more and make sure that this is what you're committed to.
So you actually help them go to another transitional program if they need it instead? Okay.
Yep. And that's where all the
Great.
collaboration and partnerships come in.
Yeah.
But I mean, we've had women come in who were still, started using when they came in the house. It's like, okay, that's not going to work.
Right. I don't think you're quite ready for this.
Yeah. But the door is always open. So, they know that if they do choose to leave, that the door is always open if they want to try again.
Wonderful. Fantastic. What you're doing.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Martha, we'd love to come and speak at your church.
Yeah, I'll talk to, so we have a new, I guess I can take a minute. We have a new outreach pastor. Jackie Nelson moved on to, well, she's still there very part-time, but we now have Patrick DuPont, who, and I meant to, I'll try to see if he wants to join the next meeting sometime to introduce himself. But anyway, I'll talk to him about that, if there's any possibility of bringing you in.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Be
Martha.
open to it.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's awesome. Does anybody else have any other quick questions for Sue? All right, it looks like Kathy has to hop off. I know we're nearing our 1:30 mark here. Does anybody have any announcements for your organization, church, business, anything that you'd like to say about what's coming up in January? If you have anything that's coming up in February that you need to register for, or a couple of months beyond, that's okay. But any announcements of upcoming events, fundraisers, things like that? It looks like Edgar has one. Go ahead, Edgar.
Hi, excuse me. So I'm not sure if people are aware, there's an annual point in time, which is a homeless count of unsheltered individuals throughout Monroe County. That is being done on Thursday, the 27th at 5 o'clock to 7 a.m. Friday morning. And if it's okay with Leah, I can email you the information, some flyer with the information and a contact person over at Partners Ending Homelessness, because we are looking for volunteers to take different shifts to go out. And again, it's to survey unhoused individuals. And it is important because the numbers that from the outcome that determines HUD money for Monroe County for different services and programs.
Yes, that would be great. You actually just reminded me.
Can you describe a little how that works? I mean, are people going out in groups?
Yeah, so we do go out
Yeah.
in groups, depending on, you can pick your shift, the hours. You can go with a group from your own organization or church. And there is a training, video training. So when you do, or if you wanted to do it, you can go, there you go. That's the information right there. So there is a training, and it's fun. I will say it is a fun event. It's an experience to get, when you are serving unsheltered individuals and families. And it's a great network opportunity. And again, it is important because there are unhoused individuals that living on the streets, and the money that we get goes towards the different program services. And there's a separate count for sheltered in the emergency shelter. So this is for unhoused individuals. So, and it is a HUD requirement because we receive HUD money. So, and the contact information, it should be on that flyer for Charles Bollinger. And if not, again, I can always send that information, but his email should be probably somewhere on the bottom if you have any other questions about that.
And if you're on our email list, you should have received this in your email last week. If you didn't receive it, let me know, because it means I have your email wrong. So if you didn't receive it, let me know. So we have that. And then the other thing that we had as far as announcements, hold on. There was one other. Share my screen. There was one other announcement of an open position available with Benezet Advisors. They're looking for a development assistant. So if you know anybody in the field that would be able to help, Alliston Finstad was not able to make it to our meeting today, but she has this great opening for, it's only 10 to 15 hours a week. Not to exceed 8 hours a day, but really looking for an assistant to help with grant writing, organizational development, meeting with donors, preparing proposals, things like that. So if you know anybody in the field, I will send out both flyers. I'll send out the point in time flyer again, and then I'll also send this out as well so that you can forward it on to anybody else. And if anybody else has any materials that you'd like me to forward out with the recording as well as the chat, let me know and get that information to me by the end of business today. And hopefully I'll send everything out tomorrow. And it looks like Willow posted their career link. Thank you, Lisa. It looks like they have a variety of full-time and part-time positions available right now. So that's a great place to refer people if they're looking for work in the field. All right. And it looks like everybody's getting ready to take off. So does anybody else have any other thoughts, questions, or anything else before we sign off for today? Thank you for hanging in there. All right, awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. let's look forward to an awesome 2022. If you're not on our email list for any reason, I've got the chat with everybody that has put their information in the chat. I'll make sure you're on. I'll make sure you get added. If you know of anybody else that needs to be a part of this group that doesn't know about it, we're always looking for more members to join us. And also just a quick reminder about speaking. If you're interested in speaking and sharing what your organization does this year, please reach out and let me know, and we'll get you on the calendar. So thank you so much. God bless you all. Have a good rest of your day, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Thank
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Leah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.